Bitter melon, scientifically Momordica carrantia, is a gourd family fruit, notable for its bumpy, elongated shape and pronounced bitter taste. Commonly treated as a vegetable in cooking, it's favored in Asian, African, and Caribbean cuisines. Despite its acquired bitter flavor, it's incorporated into dishes like stir-fries, curries, and soups for its potential health benefits and distinct taste. Rich in nutrients such as vitamins, including vitamin C, vitamin A and B vitamins, and minerals like potassium, it also provides dietary fiber. Bitter melon's uniqueness, cooking versatility, and potential health-enhancing properties contribute to its role in traditional cuisines and herbal practices. Benefits: blood sugar regulation. Bitter melon has earned a reputation as a natural remedy for managing blood sugar levels. Its active compounds, including charantin and polypeptide P, are thought to mimic the action of insulin, facilitating the uptake of glucose into cells. This property is particularly advantageous for individuals with diabetes or those at risk of developing it. Antioxidant properties. Bitter melon is a treasure trove of antioxidants. Flavonoids, polyphenols, and other compounds present in bitter melon work together to neutralize free radicals, reducing oxidative stress. By combating oxidative damage, bitter melon may contribute to the prevention of chronic diseases and aging-related issues. Weight management. The low-calorie and low-carbohydrate profile of bitter melon, coupled with its potential to enhance insulin sensitivity, can support weight management efforts. Better blood sugar control helps regulate appetite and reduces the likelihood of insulin spikes and crashes, which can lead to overeating. Digestive health. Bitter melon contains dietary fiber, a crucial element for maintaining digestive health. Fiber promotes regular bowel movements, prevents constipation, and supports the growth of beneficial gut bacteria. The combination of fiber and other nutrients in bitter melon contributes to a well-functioning digestive system. Immune boost. Bitter melon is a potent source of vitamin C, a cornerstone of immune system support. Vitamin C not only fortifies your body's defenses against infections, but also aids in wound healing, collagen production for skin health, and the absorption of iron from plant-based sources. Heart health. The presence of antioxidants and dietary fiber in bitter melon can positively impact cardiovascular health. Antioxidants reduce inflammation, while fiber helps lower cholesterol levels and supports healthy blood vessels, ultimately reducing the risk of heart disease. Nutrition facts. Per 100 grams of raw bitter melon. Calories, 21. Fat, 0 grams. Carbohydrates, 4 grams. Fiber, 2 grams. Sugar, 0 grams. Protein, 1 gram. Vitamin C, 99% of the daily value. Vitamin A, 44% of the daily value. Folate, 17% of the daily value. Potassium, 8% of the daily value. Zinc, 5% of the daily value. Iron, 4% of the daily value. Side effects. Bitter taste. As the name suggests, bitter melon is known for its intense bitterness. The bitter taste might be an acquired preference, but cooking or combining it with other flavors can help mitigate the bitterness. Gastrointestinal distress. Some individuals might experience digestive discomfort, gas, or bloating when consuming bitter melon, especially when eaten in large quantities or if they have a sensitive digestive system. Hypoglycemia risk. Due to its blood sugar lowering effects, excessive consumption of bitter melon could lead to hypoglycemia, low blood sugar, particularly for individuals taking diabetes medications. Monitoring blood sugar levels and consulting a healthcare professional is essential. Pregnancy and breastfeeding. Pregnant or breastfeeding women are advised to avoid bitter melon due to its potential to stimulate uterine contractions and impact hormone levels. Interaction with medications. Bitter melon might interact with diabetes, medications, blood thinners, and other drugs. Consulting a healthcare professional before incorporating it into your diet, especially if you're taking medications, is recommended. Low blood pressure. The blood pressure-lowering effects of bitter melon could pose issues for individuals with already low blood pressure. G6PD deficiency. Those with glucose 6-phosphate dehydrogenase, G6PD deficiency, should steer clear of bitter melon as it may trigger hemolytic anemia. Overall, bitter melon is a potentially beneficial plant with a wide range of health benefits. However, it is important to talk to your doctor before taking it, as it can interact with certain medications and cause side effects in some people. While bitter melon offers potential health benefits, individual reactions vary. For personalized guidance, especially if you have specific health concerns or are considering using bitter melon as a supplement, consulting a healthcare professional is recommended.